Welcome to Season 4, Episode 1 of Investigating Ghosts. This is a behind the scenes episode called Best Evidence So Far. And this location is in my own basement for headquarters so far. So, meeting place, also known as headquarters. Welcome to a behind the scenes episode of Investigating Ghosts, where we, meaning three of us, will tell you a lot of moments that we had captured for best evidence that is all coming your way. Intro. I am an investigator named Michael Pappas that is the leader of Investigating Ghosts. I had always wanted to go to some haunted locations so I could be spooked out with my two friends named Alex, that is charge of technology so we can see in the dark, and with my tag-along friend named Brady, that will be with me in these haunted locations, from dusk to the rise of the sun, while battling ghosts, extreme, the horrors, communicating to the dead, with the dead, and some death. These are the places that we will be investigating. Hello, and welcome to the show of Investigating Ghosts, to a second behind the scenes episode with Alex, hi, and Brady, yes, what's up? Now, for the next hour, we want to tell you all that are watching this from home about the outstanding evidence that we had captured during these actively haunted locations that we had been to, and we'll explain a piece of evidence that we are caught, which is similar to how Ghost Avengers had done it from their point of view of their best evidence. Do you remember the first place that we had went to? The haunted Victorian Mansion? Yes, that's right. We wanted to investigate a mansion during the night in Gardner, Massachusetts, that had a piece of evidence that we had captured when we were all in the basement with a static night vision camera rolling, that later on it had captured a orb. So the evidence is shown, to the episode. So the camera's in the basement and it caught this orb and we show it. Back to the episode. Our first orb was captured in our investigation life, and we just started out. But we tried to debunk this ball of energy to not being a dust or a bug. But now this ball of energy moves in slow motion, that it completely vanishes into the bottom of the ground. So it could not be a bug or a dust. Yeah, no kidding. When it is our first orb of light, that we definitely knew that it was a orb of light of the beginning. Yeah, that is true. So the haunted Victorian Mansion in Gardner, Massachusetts, we went there because we wanted to learn about a family that had died there, which I think it was because of the family owners were arguing and they died, which I forgot the reason why they died. It's just, we wanted to go there to communicate to, which is known as the Pierce family. That is the owner of the Victorian Mansion, which I think his first name, the owner, is I think John Pierce, I believe. I may be mistaken, but that's what I know of. So, yeah, that's just a little facts about the haunted Victorian Mansion. So next location is the haunted prison camp's basement. That was in my hometown of Rutland. That this is a basement where prisoners that we had went down there in the basement, that we heard that long time ago food was served in a calf long time ago that was actually made up. for the inmates to go down there to eat. So where I live now is Holden, and so now I can't really go to the Rutland prison camps anymore, but I will by car, so that's why it's a little further away from the location. So we decided during the lockdown, I was all alone while you, Brady, was going to get Alex to bring him so I can be with you guys. While Alex was in the... Well, he was in the actual basement where they made the foods, right, Alex? Oh yeah, that's right. And so now, frighteningly, I was all alone investigating a old guard's room when suddenly this piece of evidence was caught on my EVP recorder with me into the lockdown. Anybody in here? Come on, talk! What was that? Back to Season 4, Episode 1. So when I saw this for a minute, it was a old prisoner that died in the camps that were around me that had manifested into his shadow. So, yeah, this piece of evidence was a shadow that quickly manifested away until, energy. Yeah, it did, man, since you told us about it. So, the Rutland prison camps was definitely active for inmates, but for me, definitely that piece of evidence of the old guard's place. That was awesome to explain about. So, welcome back to the Best Evidence episode, where we are talking about good pieces of evidence from all scary places that we had been to, that we had caught evidence of the paranormal. So those of you that are home watching this, you're probably saying, these guys are crazy. There's no such thing as ghosts. Well, you better think about what you're saying, because if you ever been to this location, that mind of yours is going to say, wait a second, they're probably right. And the answer is Lizzie Borden's house in Fall River, Massachusetts. That is definitely a haunted place when we went there. And yes, the history there is popular more for ghosts. So, it is such a hellhole for our 4th episode coming Sunday about the Lizzie Borden's house. Well, a lot of activity had happened there that we had caught surprisingly to the moment at the location. Who's making those noises? Oh, I just saw a shadow in Adam's room. I saw a quick shadow that wanted me to go to Adam's bedroom, man. You did see something that did lead us to Adam's room, right? So right there, back to the episode. So that's when Brady's discussing that he did see a actual apparition. So yeah. Oh, yes, I did, man. It was something else, man. And now, when we come back, this next piece of evidence is in North Adams, Massachusetts, which is a lovely place that I want to talk to. Oh, yes, the Houghton Mansion. Yeah, and that is a long drive when we get to that location. This investigation. Hi, and back to Best Evidence episode show. To the next location, the Houghton Mansion, that is the property of A.C. Houghton. This place was about a family known as the Houghton family. That A.C. Houghton and his daughter named Mary Houghton had died in a car accident in 1914, which was the beginning of World War. That A.C. himself haunted the place and owned the mansion. So now, his daughter Mary, that had a room for her own, we actually caught his daughter, the apparition of his daughter. That was an actual white energy, which I'll explain what it is in a minute. This evidence was caught by this light source that I had with me in Mary's room to the moment of the episode. So what this is we have flashing of light so we can catch anything with these sources that maybe a spirit will go by with the actual apparition of a human, but more in energy form. So back to the episode. So we actually had caught a shadow of some sort of energy from AC Hoenn also, and also from Mary Hoenn, that caused a shock to us all. So I took a picture, and in Mary's room, boom, we caught that evidence, and that was a terrific evidence. And now from there, we now bring you to a place that we went to called Sloss Furnace. Ah, yes, Sloss Furnace in Birmingham, Alabama is home to a evil ghost called Slag Wormwood. When this evidence was caught by the camera in the tunnel, when Slag poked you in the eye like Aaron from Ghost Adventures. Right, Brady? Bah, of course. And now this evidence is very long to say when you two told me what was happening. So now, what it was is, I remember you guys were watching me from a 2-screen or a 1-screen TV, like, to look at me, and that TV was plugged all the way into the tunnel where Brady, the actual moment when Brady's eye got poked, when I was sitting there all alone, communicating to Slag, sitting into a chair all alone. When this piece of evidence was actually caught on the camera. And this was probably Slag that was behind you when you screamed, because that was your reaction. Yeah, I remember that. And it probably was Slag when we had analyzed this deeper of this huge shadow. Yes, very creepy creepies. You are watching Investigating Ghosts with evidence that we had caught. Okay, well, how about Ohio State Penitentiary? Oh, ouch! Yes, that's right. A psycho place with inmates that are definitely insane, like animals in their jail cells. Alright. So during this piece of evidence, we all split that night when you, Brady, had caught a shadow, I think, right? In the, either death row or the, solitary confinement? Yeah, you got it, solitary confinement, you're right. So now, here's the moment of what I had captured. And so, now we go to the episode of Ohio State Penitentiary, and I play the, evidence of Brady actually having the piece of evidence of the shadow. So this is how what I remember what it sounded like. So Brady saw the shadow and his reaction was a oh god. So back to the episode. And so now after that voice, the same voice had manifested into his shadow in the solitary confinement, right, Brady? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't really know. Causing you two to scream and come running to me about what happened to you guys. No. You screamed and also scrammed to me first. Oh, yeah. Me don't know what he's talking about. That's what I meant to say, too. So, thanks for hanging with us. We are almost done, guys. Those of you that are watching this while saying the same thing to you, Brady and Alex. Because yes, I know that if you're watching this video, you're probably saying, wow, this episode is pretty boring, but this is just a little take it easy and relaxing and just talking about our piece of evidence. So don't worry, guys. We only have 4 more places to tell about that we had caught some really strong evidence that we had witnessed. How about the Linda Vista Hospital? Oh yeah. So we decided by plane, fly all the way to East Los Angeles, a dangerous place in East Los Angeles, where the home of the little girl was captured on our EVPs, like the mocking of Ghost Avengers in the moment. And so now a piece of evidence from that episode when the little girl is stuck and trapped, her soul is trapped in the surgical sweep area because her soul, I think it's believed that in the history, her body was during surgery and died during surgery, and now her soul haunts the surgical sweep room. So now we got a piece of evidence that she did something to our equipment, our cameras. Dude, Michael, my battery just died. What? Are you serious right now? Brady, I just put a battery in there, man. This has never happened to us, man. And so now that moment was mistakenly had happened. I don't know why. It's definitely the same moment of what happened to Ghost Adventures during that moment when their camera's battery also got drained. So it mistakenly happened to be similar. So now there is a quick evidence also that you, Brady, had captured that is the most number one so far. Here is the strong evidence. Ah! Oh my god, oh my god, no! What? I am done investigating! I just saw a little girl, all covered in blood. She was bleeding, man, all down, and I could see her teeth all sharp, man. Now back to season 4, episode 1 of this Best Evidence episode. So you caught a female, which is the little girl, up close to you? That was one of the top best evidence ever, man. Really? Well, okay then. And it did freak the hell out of me, man, darn it. Yeah, so the Linda Vista Hospital was indeed shut down because of the bad illnesses that was spread, and the little girl was definitely a scary thing to witness. So now, Biltmore Estates was such a huge place that had rooms and floors that we almost had a possession from you, Brady. Yes, especially from the Western State Hospital. Ah, yes! And so at the end of this long episode, that we will focus on the wrap up of the Biltmore Estate, then do one more place, then that is it. We shall end it and call it quits. Alright then, so let us go back. And now here's the moment of Biltmore Estate. So now Biltmore Estate was in the location in North Carolina, and this place was just so huge. I forgot how many bedrooms there were. Let's estimate 250 bedrooms, and I think there was one with some 100 or 200 staircase that goes going up the stairs 200 times. And now this piece of evidence, which was on the 4th floor in the attic, this is what happened. I want you, bad spirit, to leave me be. I don't want any harm. Just leave me be now. And so now, Brady, you almost got possessed again. So, I actually have to say thank you so much for keeping your guard down, not going anywhere. Because you did back off, or if you didn't back off, which I don't know if you did or you did, I can't tell, you would have been possessed. Yeah. I guess. I mean, I don't know if that sounded right, but it doesn't really matter. And so now our last piece of evidence will be in the Western State Hospital and the New Jersey Psychiatric Hospital. Now, Western State Hospital was the same thing when Brady's possession was similar to the Biltmore Estate, and just a little chunk of what happened in Western State Hospital. A door had got slammed. And so the location is in Western West Virginia. So that is one piece of evidence that we loved in Western State Hospital. Now, New Jersey Psychiatric Hospital was when all of us, well, I'm going to say it, but this shadow that was caught on our camera, well, meaning on my camera, was in the tunnels when we were walking, investigating the long miles and miles of a tunnel that also shown the hand that was also shown on Ghost Ventures. Oh God, no! Yes. To the episode. Did you just grab the hand, Brady? What? The hand that just came over there, dude? No way! I didn't do that. Okay, then get the hand and come on! Now back to the episode of Best in Evidence show. Now, this place was a disaster that is grown in because it felt like it just got rose from the ground. Oh yeah, the image of this place, definitely. That place, definitely. And so now all these places are really insane with evidence that will never be forgotten. Never, ever. Yes, sir. Well, that is it. That is it, everyone. I hope you survived this episode. If so, if you guys didn't fall asleep on us, then we will reward you for, thank you so much for watching this episode. Those of you that fall asleep, it is our fault. This episode was just more about best evidence so far, but pretty soon we will go back to investigating different places. But for now, just chilling now. So I hope you all had enjoyed this episode, and goodbye. And if you want any questions, just have any comments below. Type your comments if you have any questions about this episode or any evidence from these places. Good night.